Declaration of Free Expression Without Judgment. DesertAlchemy.com gives meaning to self-expression in a manner so simplistic that it becomes self-evident. The right to free expression should be automatically granted to all human beings. They describe self-expression as an indication of your feeling, spirit, or character, and even further to show, manifest, or reveal these aspects. Such should be distributed generously, correct? When that is not met, and human behavior causes a people to change the political structure which has fostered a violation of their rights to self-expression, they are required to explain their reasons for taking those actions to change that structure. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that each individual be judged solely on the content of their mind and the strength of their character, that all men are owed the right to have a chance to prove himself worthier than his wear, and that where there is room for evaluating and analyzing, judgments are irrelevant and unjust. We should take these opportunities and evaluate people on their accomplishments and all their pursuits. We should analyze carefully and dispassionately what they say and do in support of these accomplishments. We should always give the benefit of the doubt when we have no other means of determining the truth about people. Lastly, we as human beings have this automatic right to go about our lives without being accused and feared, and to bear the title of innocent until proven guilty. Guilty because proven, not by assumption, first glance, or observation. When these issues remain unaddressed or unprotected by the government, the people have the right to modify that government to ensure protection of those rights. Although it is a popular belief that making judgments is a negative quality, there are those who argue that this quality has positive attributes. Dom Testa writes on his site, "We all make judgments daily, and that can be a good thing. It can keep us out of trouble or danger. It can help us make wise choices rather than blindly stumbling along because we're afraid to make a judgment call or we're afraid of not fitting in." As Dad said, if you're going to judge someone by their actions, be sure to hold yourself up to those same high standards. Like the clothes make the man, judgments based on surface indicators can signal a true understanding of the inner personality. This may be true on rare occasions, but many people consider those trappings of dress and lifestyle to be nothing more than enjoyment and not an expression of who they really are. Judgments based on gender or race can make it easy to explain behavior we do not understand. It may be easy, but it does not account for the greatest attribute carried by human beings: individuality. We all carry a uniqueness regardless of any similarities of race or gender. Our society has demonstrated an insensitivity to individual expression and has judged us on superficial issues that violate our right to free expression established. The media drove a tyranny over the judgments made to certain individual expression. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. They have taught our young to find amusement in categorizing one individual with their like-stigmatized people. They have misled our people to only see good in specific people and not a little good in all. They have tricked society to believe that the degree of intellect can be determined by a mere initial physical impression. They have formed a model that can be easily referred to by anyone who may have a motive to place judgments and pose comparisons to similar individuals, only creating a society of demoralized peoples. They have tied heavy stigmas on selected groups. More specifically, they have given the narrow-minded peoples a starting point on which judgments of others are based. They have created everyday hassles for the youth and surrounded them with negative eyes that pierce them with guilt and confusion and a sense of being profiled. They have been said to, going into further detail, allow the act of profiling, where in 2002, the percentage of Hispanics pulled over and searched by a police officer in the United States was nearly 4 times that of white Americans, And in 2005, the percentage of African Americans pulled over and searched was more than 3 times that of a white American. They have created an unnecessary fear and mistrust of certain people without a reason, but because they look, act, or are some way, which does not pose a valid reason. They have embarrassed the judged and their families because of their state of being, resulting in unsettled nerves. These are the actions we will carry out. We are going to mobilize public opinion to request balance in media coverage. We will campaign for candidates who support our offer to bring greater fairness to the means by which we are all judged. We will endeavor to bring legislation so as to ensure equal voice to those who would allow and encourage presentation of a code of judgment based on the qualities we hold to be inalienable to the pursuit of happiness in our society.